Hello, everybody. Welcome to Style Wednesday. And we are here on another Wednesday with the Queen of Style. And before we get into it, guys, I'm going to thank my sponsors. Definitely my accessories by Mo's Dynasty out there in the ATL. My outfit by Myrna Patterson out there in Brooklyn, New York, Kimori Collections. And my amazing hair by Double Deep Braden out there in New York City. So guys, if you need anything else, just let me know. And don't forget my makeup by Le Coiffeur Cosmetics and Skincare. So remember, thanking our sponsors for making all this possible and not forgetting anyone out there in the world of fashion and trends. Okay, guys, so definitely it's Wednesday and we have an amazing designer slash publisher with us this evening. And I don't even know what words to describe her when we think about the being able to put textures together, being able to put prints together, being able to collaborate, a mom's magazine, she does it all, and yet a mom of two toddlers. So guys, welcome tonight on Style Wednesday, Shaquita Garcia with us on the show.
Hello.
Hi. It's amazing that we have to catch up on Style Wednesday, isn't it?
I know it's been forever since we've seen each other, so I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for joining. I know you have a packed schedule. I see you on social media every day and loving the kids. I'm so happy that you could take some time out to just talk style with us today. So
of course,
introduce yourself to the audience and let them know who you are.
Well, hello, everyone. So first off, I want to thank Wendy for having me on Style Wednesday. I'm super honored. So I'm Shaquita Garcia. I am a designer first and foremost. Also, I have a mommy magazine. It's called Modern Housewives magazine. So it's a part of my nonprofit organization. So basically, I try to help protect and preserve the mental health and wellness of moms, because we go through it, and it's very important to me, or near and dear to my heart. And my brand is called Art NYC. So this is actually one of my pieces. So basically, I design and I'm mom. That's it.
Listen, I don't know where you get this time, because you have two amazing toddlers. And I love when I see them on IG with you, and they're, they're so into it. I just love that. So tell us a little bit about your designing. Where did you get started and why you chose designing?
Okay, so I don't think I chose design. I think design chose me. I've been doing this since I could pick up a pencil. So this is pretty much ingrained in my blood. So granted, I did want to be a model in the beginning, and I'm only 5 feet tall. So, back then, before people were more inclusive, modeling was not an option. So I had to, of course, go the design route, which was fairly easy for me. But yeah, I actually rebranded this year. So I started way back in 2014, and my brand back then was called A Bridge to London. And you and I have actually worked together with my brand a couple of times. So I was strictly a skirt designer back then. So I'm obsessed with the 1950s fashion. So I love poodle skirts. I just, it's something about the poof and the tulle. I just, it comes over me. So I actually rebranded this year because I had to accommodate mom life. So prior to mom life, I was able to get on the floor and make my patterns and, sew and all that. And I can't quite do that anymore. So I actually had to rebrand and start doing more streetwear instead of, the high fashion glam, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit, what do you love about designing? Because your skirts are phenomenal. I owned a couple, so I
Yes.
know they are phenomenal. So tell me a little bit about, you know, being a skirt designer is something so extraordinary and
Mhm.
so different that you never hear that. But when I saw your skirts for the first time, I was like, love it. The patterns, the textures, the,
Mhm.
being able to blend everything together and still being unique. And that's what I love about your clothing. It's,
Mhm.
you will never find your pieces duplicated anywhere. So tell us about what made you a skirt designer and how did you choose your designs?
So that is so interesting, Wendy, because I don't know like where I come up with the ideas. It's just that when they pop in my head, that's what I go with. I kind of, you know, associate myself as a Betsy Johnson, kind of Patricia Fields designer. So I can actually do like a mishmash of a bunch of different patterns and textures and prints and everything still be cohesive. I don't know how, I don't know why. It's just the way it happens. I mean, maybe if it's not cohesive to someone else, but it's extremely cohesive to me. So that's what we're rolling with. Um, and I actually I chose skirts because I love skirts. I mean, the way I design is what I so have you ever gone to the store and you had like a specific thing that you might have wanted or looked for and you can't find it? That's the direction of my design. I design pieces that I would like to see or wear and just pretty much take it from there. So that's the reason why I chose skirts because I was in love with skirts, but I always felt like the I don't know, the market is just not they like to say that they're inclusive, but they're not really inclusive. I'm 5 feet tall, and if you want to go get petites, then it just seems like the petite section is just so small and timid, and it's not loud. So I wanted to definitely design clothes that all women could wear, not just the glamazons.
Definitely, definitely. And I love that that you, what we would say, you color outside the lines, right?
Yes.
Something you say. You color outside the lines. You don't listen or adhere to the rules. You
Hmm.
always make it about what you think will look great on an individual, or how can you be extraordinary. That's what I call say extraordinary. You don't
Uh-huh.
want to be the norm. And when I think about not being the norm, I always remember you sending people to you to get the items, because when you have something on of your from a bridge to London to New York,
Hmm.
is it's gonna be exquisite. It's gonna be different. So I just love that. So tell us a little bit about your magazine and how this started, your publication, and where can we find it. So what inspired you to start a magazine?
So this one's a little bit more deep. So I actually, after giving birth to my son, I battled postpartum depression.
Okay.
And I didn't have like a community of moms to kind of lean on to help me through that, or to even just kind of talk about, the problems that I was going through. And I actually ended up, when I found out I had it, I ended up like confiding in a friend, and she gave me a piece of advice, and I was like, wow, like those words kind of like stuck with me. And I wonder like if I could create a community of moms to kind of like say like, oh, I've been there, or I feel that, or I know what to look for when I give birth. So I woke up one morning and I was like, I'm going to start a magazine. And darn it, I did. And, I find it interesting also that when it comes to style, people, when you give birth, they just automatically assume that, oh, you're gonna be frumpy, you know, you need to just wear your moo-moos or whatnot. And I'm like, no, like I want to show moms that, you know, you don't have to like be a mom and sacrifice your style. Like you can still be fly and, you know, move forward. You know, like it's okay.
Isn't there a specific, what should I say? It's like a unspoken word that once you become a mom, your style changes
Yeah,
because now you don't have time for yourself, right?
right.
How would you, what would you tell moms to do after having a child and they're in somewhat that state that, okay, my clothes don't fit, you know?
You know what? And I mean, I literally just went through that last year because I nursed both my children, but with my daughter I lost weight like extremely quick. So I'm just now gaining my weight back, and it, you know, I was very thin and my clothes just kind of like hung on me. um and I know that everyone is not going to think the way that I think. So I was able to kind of like, even though I was feeling a certain way on the inside, I was still able to, you know, pin and tuck here to like, you know, make things look presentable, even though they didn't fit me. But I would tell another mom, you know, that that's not going to be your forever. So whether you're trying to either gain your weight back or you're trying to lose the baby weight, it's not going to be like that forever. You know, it's only temporary. And if you know, if the weight does stick or you're not able to gain your weight back, I would also say, you know, love your postpartum body, because at the end of the day, you gave birth to a whole human. That is marvelous within itself. And, you know, of course, we probably did love our bodies most likely before we had babies versus after. But you have to actually look at those scars and love on the scars, love on the weight, and dress for that. And, you know, I feel like just love yourself, and then loving your style will come after. Like it will fall definitely where the cars lay.
Amazing, amazing. So your mom magazine has anything to do with giving birth? What's the content?
Oh, so we have everything. We have personal stories where people give their birth stories. We have style, of course. So that, you know, the style section is always packed with, you know, mom hacks for, you know, style, but it's also, you know, hacks for anyone's style. So like technically, you know, if you came to the style section in Modern Housewives magazine, like you would pick up something. Um, and I'm the head of the style section. So if you follow me on Instagram, trust me, you're in for a treat, because there's always some tea in there that you want to sip. Okay. But we have recipes. We have like real mom hacks to make your life easier. So, you know, it whether it's, you know, whether to do with fashion or, you know, traveling with children, there's a whole situation there. It's a big, I call it the mom Bible. So also there is a ton of products. So every single product that we feature in the magazine is by moms, or for kids. So even down to the photographers, the clothing, on the cover, everything is produced by a mom. So there you have it.
Amazing, amazing. And tell the audience the name of the magazine once more, please.
Yes, so you can find the magazine at modernhousewivesco.com. And also my clothing line is art, and that's AARTNYC.com.
Okay, so now we went from the bridge to London, which I knew you about, and you did many fashion week shows.
Yes, I did.
Yes. And then we went to the mom magazine,
Mhm.
and now we're in art
Yes.
clothing line. Tell us about the birth of this clothing line.
Oh my God. So art is technically the rebirth of Shaquita Garcia. Just putting it out there. Once I became a mom, I had put my designing on the back burner because like I said before, I couldn't get down on the floor and make patterns anymore. So when the pandemic hit last year, I would actually go into my bathroom and do these like extensive kind of like photo shoots. I would get dressed in, you know, crazy outfits, do my makeup, take pictures, edit them. And I saved all of these photos in an album in my phone, and it was called Art by Me. So it was just spelled the regular way. And I knew that I would do something with the pictures, but I just didn't know what. So eventually, I just woke up one morning and I was like, I think I'm going to do a graphic tee with one of my photos and see how it goes. So then I started designing prints like around the graphics. So this is actually one of them.
Let's see.
So I have my shirt tucked in, but this is me.
Ooh, that's cute. Totally cute.
Yes. So I took this picture in my bathroom.
Wow.
And it evolved into a clothing line and people love it. So it actually evolved from me just trying to cope with the pandemic and motherhood, and then it just evolved into a brand.
And that's amazing. And you know, when you think about the pandemic, you did a rebranding in the pandemic, which was awesome.
Yeah.
So tell me, how did you benefit from the pandemic, even though we're still in the pandemic? The lockdown, I would say, how did you benefit during the lockdown?
I wouldn't necessarily say I benefit. Well, okay. So technically, business-wise, I didn't benefit from the pandemic because I did not start art until 2 months ago. So, but it allowed me to kind of like tap into my artistry again, which is something that I had, you know, let fall to the back burner. So it kind of like, because we were stuck in the house and I wasn't able to like run around to the museums and go here and go there, I was able to kind of say like, okay, Shaquita, this part of you is missing. So we need to get back into it. So benefit wise, I feel like, yes, it helped me to kind of like refine the person that I was before I became a mom.
Oh, amazing. Do you have anyone as a brand ambassador right now to actually push art, or you're just doing that yourself?
I'm doing it myself. And you know what? I feel like I would potentially do something like that in the future, but I'm kind of just thinking like nobody can push it better than me.
Brand, right? It's your baby, right?
Yes.
So definitely, yes. Yes, yes. So do you have a website where you display your designs currently?
Yes. So it's a art NYC. So AARTNYC.com.
Amazing. Guys, you heard it. This lady is phenomenal. I have worked with her in the past. I follow her on Instagram. Like, her style is amazing. I had to get ready for her today because I know she was going to bring something great to the table as usual. And
You look fabulous, Wendy.
because you know, and when I say, you know, if it's someone that you're looking for inspiration in terms of not being the norm or not wanting to look the norm, I would say art is the best place for you to look, because she does it well and great, and she's great at it. Do you have any other designs that you want to show us today?
No, not that I no. Well, okay, I have one. Hold on.
Yes.
Okay. So I actually this just launched today. So I'm now reintroducing my skirts. So this is called the reversible half skirt.
Wow.
So it's fully reversible.
Guys, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Look at this. So you have two skirts in one.
So, and not only that, also you could wear it as a top because it comes with, it's with these really long ties.
Yeah.
So you're able to wear it as either two skirts, or you could also wear it as a
As a
top.
top and wrap it around. Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Oh, wow. And if you want to show the black and white just for style, you could do that as well.
So and it could be tied a bunch of different ways. So you can actually tie it with the solid, or you can tie it and have the print showing as well. So same thing. So if you're even, this is great for like the summer months, if you want to have like a backless shirt, because there's not really so there's not really much showing on the side. So it's cute, like if you want to wear a little high-waisted jean and then just put this top on, like, and just go.
Totally cute. It's very cute. It's very
Thank you. So yep, this is one of my newest pieces. It just launched today. So it's also available on the site as well. There are limited quantities because I am a full-time mom. So I am, I'm pacing myself, and, I'm not going to get too boggled down with it. But yes, that is available on my site as well.
How do you share your time? Because that is very, how do you share your time between the magazine, design, being a wife, a mom?
So the thing is, I took a little while, maybe a few days, to try to like regroup and figure out like my balance. I'm not necessarily sure if I have a balance yet, but I did redo my magazine. Before, I was doing an issue every month. But I decided that now I'm just going to do 3 issues a year, which works for me actually, because trying to find a cover mom for every month was stressful. Planning the shoots, you know what goes into building a magazine. You have to do a cover shoot, then you have to do the cover story, and then you have to get all the content. Like, it was a lot to do that every month. And I figured, if I'm going to go ahead and, restart my business, I need to make sure that everything is getting the best of me, and trying to put out a new issue every month, it was not going to be a good issue. So I would rather put out 3 really, really, really good issues than 12 really sucky ones. So that's how I redesigned my nonprofit. And then when it comes to hubby and the children, that is still a work in progress, because sometimes I have to be told to put the computer down, which I'm working very hard to do. But if I get an email from a customer like, oh, what size should I get? It's a struggle for me not to pick up the phone and answer. So, because, I'm like, time is money. So if I wait until tomorrow morning, they're probably like, nah, I already bought something else because she didn't answer, so.
Of course, we all do it. Yes.
So that's the gist of it. I'm trying to find like the real balance, but definitely I try to make sure that I unplug on the weekends for sure when hubby's not working, so that we can have like really good family time. So weekdays are quite hectic, but the weekends are definitely more lax because I have a no work kind of policy. So
that's great. So any inspiration to do a kids line based on your children right now?
yeah, so actually I have children's available on my site now. So it's also limited styles, but I have some hoodies and some tees definitely on the site. And then also this beauty will be available in babies and toddlers next week.
Okay, guys, you heard it. She is entrepreneurial mom and wife, and you gotta give it up because she does it all. And I just love that you have not stopped. You said you reinvented and you continue to move on. So I'm really happy about that, and to see you coming back on board with a whole new collection, a whole new line, a whole new brand of something that you did months ago, but now able to put it into design. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much for that. Shaquita, what would you advise some of the listeners in terms of inspiration into getting into design or
Mhm.
wanting to start a magazine?
So I would say, first with the magazine, make sure that you have like a really good concept. Because again, the magazine business is just kind of weird. A lot of people are not reading much anymore. So I feel like just make sure that you have like a concept that, the market isn't so drowned out. And there are a lot of good things that you can do magazines about, but I would just say to make sure that it's going to be something that people want to read if you want to get the feedback that you want. Um, so definitely, like, because that's the first thing you have to do when you want to start a magazine. You have to figure out what it's going to be about. So I would, I would say that's the first step. And then also, make sure you take a look at, what you can do for free versus what you need to actually put your money into. Because it took me a little while to kind of like figure out like what I needed to invest in versus what I could like kind of, because I mean I'm a self-publisher, so it's kind of, you don't have all the money to like print or whatever. So like for instance, my magazines are available print on demand because I don't have the funds to kind of like buy a bunch of magazines and try to sell them to people. And granted, people a lot of times are just reading online anyway. They're not buying paper magazines unless they're in them. So definitely want to keep that in mind. Uh,
So you
I'm
find
sorry.
so you find that digital is taking over being printed right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I've been doing uh, Modern Housewives magazine since 2018, and I can't even count on all my hands and toes the number of people who actually purchased the magazine. So the thing about it is that my magazine is a nonprofit, so I'm not looking to make any money from it. It's just basically to help other moms. But if you are looking to make money, then definitely you have to um, figure out like where you need to put your change
Yes.
in order to make that money. So also, if someone is looking to start designing, it's kind of the same thing. It's like, definitely design like what you like, but also make sure that it's something that people haven't seen before, because they're like, what's going to make them buy from you if they can get it from Stacy over here, like so I think that is definitely really, really important. It's just making sure that you have something different to say than someone else.
Any thoughts of getting your clothing line in a boutique or anything right now?
Yeah, so actually, I'm working on quite a few things. So stay tuned. We shall see what happens. But yes, that is a yes.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Anything else you want to leave the audience with?
um, yes, I just, you know what? Because I feel like this is something that I want to like shout to the rooftops to tell everybody. And that's just, be authentically you. I think it's really, really important that you don't let other people kind of deter you from your authentic self. That is the thing. I feel like, if you want to rock out and wear sequins to the supermarket, like that's your prerogative. I do it all the time, unapologetically. I don't care who stares, um, because that's me. That's who I am. I'm not gonna apologize to people for being me. So I'm just saying, like, if you have a dress that you bought and you're waiting on somebody's wedding to wear it, sis, wear that dress. Wear that dress. Cause guess what? One, and I mean not to even take it this way, but one, tomorrow is not promised. So I mean, wear the dress today. Wear the clothes. And two, like who's to say you can't wear it? Who says that it has to be for a wedding? I that's what I try to scream in my clothing line, like through my prints and through my graphics, is that we're out here being unapologetic. Fashion is not about like who says you can wear what. It's about self-expression. So if you feel a certain way that day, then that's what you should wear that day. There are no rules. There are no rules. Whoever told you that there are rules, forget about it. Erase it, forget it. it's not real. There are no rules. Fashion is fashion. It is all about self-expression of one's self. So there are no rules for that. And that's it.
I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you, Shakira, because that's how I look at it. And just wear it well and do you
Mhm.
and feel
Mhm.
good about you. Be unapologetic for yourself and what you're
Yes.
doing with the fashion. Totally.
Yes.
So, Shaquita, it was amazing to catch up with you. I love everything that you're doing. Continue to do. And guys, if you want to look for something different, check her out on her website. Let them know your website again, please.
It's artnyc.com. AARTNYC.com.
You're looking to make a statement. You're looking not to make a statement, but just be different. Shaquita Garcia, the designer, is here, and she is also a publisher of a Mama's magazine. So if you have content that you want to share, email her, DM her. She's on Instagram, Twitter, and all the social media platforms. Follow her and get in tune with what's in trend from what's not in trend. Guys, until next week, Wednesday, I'm going to tell you thank you, Shaquita, for meeting with us. And thank you for always being fabulous and great at
Thank
anything that you
you.
do. And
Thank you for having me, Wendy. I really appreciate it.
you know, I'm one of your biggest fans. I am one of your biggest fans. You know, I am one of your biggest fans. I am Instagram, I follow you, you know, I DM, like I'm one of your biggest fans. So thank you so much for doing what you do, and you do it well and you're great at it. So continue until Look for Style, the runway comes. And I said, okay, let's get art on that runway. And we do the thing. Yes. So thank you so much for joining us, and have a great week, Shaquita. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Guys, there you had it. Shaquita Garcia, designer slash publisher, with us on Style Wednesday. And I would say again, thanks to my sponsors, Most Dynasty for my jewelry out there in the ATL, and Myrna Patterson for my outfit, my hair by Double Deep Braiding, and my makeup and skincare by Look for Cosmetics. Guys, until next week, Wednesday, it's the Queen of Style. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, TikTok, YouTube for all the latest in Style Talk and Style Wednesday. Until next week, Wednesday, what I say, don't let the fashion wear you, you wear the fashion, and be fashionably safe in the streets. This is the boss lady, aka the Queen of Style, saying, have a great week.